In this video, listen as Ollie talks about how to use AI in your real estate or hospitality organization. This presentation is applicable to all businesses. Stay until the end to receive a free copy of the presentation.
Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? Good. Well, great to be here. I was just telling Horatio, the fact that this conference in LA is fantastic. I'm coming in from Atlanta, and so look forward to connecting with a lot of you throughout today and learning a little bit more about your business and yourselves. Little bit of quick background, Cole's Notes version on myself. I am the CEO of Stable Gold Hospitality. We are a real estate investment firm based out in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm originally from Vancouver, Canada, and I moved to Atlanta to open up my first hotel 13 years ago. Lived in the hotel for a couple of years, got it up and running, and the concept was essentially an extended stay concept, so daily, weekly, monthly type of accommodation. And we've been lucky enough to scale the business over the last 13 years, 20 locations across the country, and have kind of diversified into a few different spaces within the real estate sector. And so, my talk today is, by no means are we a high tech or, very, data driven organization. I mean, obviously we utilize data, but we're not by any means from a functionality standpoint focused completely on tech. We're a very basic organization, but what I'm really going to be speaking about today is on the back end, how we're utilizing some of the tools that are out there today to make ourselves more competitive and more efficient. And so I think a lot of what I'm talking about today is going to be very relatable, because it's probably tools that a lot of you are already utilizing. And, so maybe there'll be an idea that you haven't utilized yet that hopefully you can take. And maybe I can learn something from some of the individuals who are doing something around this space as well. So with regards to, AI, one of the things that, I've really found is it's all about the inputs, right? So irregardless of the fact that the technology is awesome and we have access to information a lot faster and the breadth of information is amazing, one of the things that I found with our team is that if we're not implementing the right inputs in a very detailed way and guiding the, let's say ChatGPT, if that's the platform you're utilizing, the output's not going to be that great, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced that. So one of the things that we've really, delved into and really focused on over the last, year or two utilizing it is figuring out how to really make sure that the inputs are detailed enough, our explanations are thorough enough where the output that we're getting back from the technology is actually something that's valuable. And I'll kind of go through some examples specifically on how we're utilizing that. One other note is, at the end of this presentation, you'll get a URL where you can, take a picture of it and you'll have access to this presentation. I'm going to be name dropping a lot of the platforms that we're actually utilizing for a lot of the stuff that we're doing. So, of course, feel free to, hopefully, if you're not already utilizing it, hopefully there'll be some value in it for you. In terms of, the idea aspect of AI and, you getting information faster, I'm sure all of us have kind of experienced that in the past. I would have interns working within our corporate office who would, be trying to find deals for us, do financial modeling, etc. And, we'd have to go through Google. You'd have to put together financial models. It takes a couple of days process to really kind of find deals and structure them the right way to present to investors. The utilization of, AI now obviously has helped us, speed that up dramatically, where we're getting a lot of this work accomplished within a couple of hours. And that's definitely, helped us from a competitive standpoint, at least on the acquisition side of real estate. And then, one of the things that was very early on that was discussed regarding some of these tools was the fact that it potentially could take jobs away, et cetera. And I think all of us in this room kind of know that is probably going to happen. There's quite a few jobs that are going to be replaced through this technology. However, I think at this point, and one of the things that, was discussed at a professional development program I was at last year is the fact that, as an example with regards to a lawyer, AI is at this point not going to replace your lawyer, but it probably will replace, the lawyer who is not utilizing it, right? So, if you're not utilizing it to stay competitive, then yes, there's going to be an opportunity for you to fall behind And I think that's something we found as well, being in the space. So, again, not so much about, the fact that it's going to replace anyone right now, but more so if you're not utilizing it, you're just going to fall behind. And that's why, there's so many more tools over and above ChatGPT that we can be utilizing that a lot of us haven't just fully tapped into yet. So some specific kind of examples on how we're utilizing it at the moment is, number one would be kind of market analysis and kind of figuring out what markets do we invest in. And so one of the things that we've been doing is, again, in the past, I would have interns, go onto Google, search for properties for me based off of certain parameters I'd give them. So I'd say I'd want a property at a certain price point on a per room basis. I'd like it in a geography that has this type of population demand that's hopefully growing. We're going to go through various parameters to kind of figure out what's our best investment for ourselves and our investors. They'd put together all of that, and then they'd kind of bring it back to me for me to analyze myself. Here, with the appropriate inputs, you can have all of that done because now ChatGPT has the functionality of searching websites for you. So, if you let ChatGPT know that, hey, I'm looking for a property of this size, looking to sell our units at a certain ADR, population demand in this region of a certain size, etc. If you give it those very specific and right inputs, the output is going to be very good and a lot better than what I was getting in the past. And again, this has saved me so much time in comparison to kind of what we were doing before. So, the utilization of this and asking ChatGPT to search specific websites for you, like go to LoopNet and look at these, specific deals around these certain parameters. And it'll go out and grab that information and feed it back to you. So, there's probably a few layers that you're going to have to go through, but the ability to kind of have that access point and have that technology bring you back that information has really been a game changer for us. One of the other ways in which we've been utilizing the technology, and once again, more so on the ChatGPT side on things of this nature, is basically an analysis of what type of potential customer would stay at a property of ours once we've actually entered a market. And so, if you look at this input that we put here, I'm creating a real estate investment opportunity for an asset in Savannah, Georgia. We tell it what kind of customer we're looking for, and what type of we'll go into spending habits and all that sort of thing. Give us your recommendation on how to put together a marketing piece from a communication standpoint that will help us connect with that customer, and we will be able to develop a lot of great content where we can essentially just cut and paste it, maybe do our own specific edits, and then put it onto Craigslist or put it onto different platforms where we're actually marketing the property. And finding out what your local competitor data sets are from a ADR perspective, average daily rate perspective, and things of that nature, ChatGPT can find a lot of that information for you, and we've been utilizing it for that quite a bit as well over the last kind of year. One of the things that's been really beneficial for us is the financial modeling side of things. So again, in the past, this was something that would have taken us a couple of days to put together in terms of finding the type of asset that we ourselves and our investors would want, putting together the financial structure for the investment, the type of IRR we're trying to get, type of returns we're trying to get for our investors, inputting all that information and then structuring it. Now you can actually ask ChatGPT to put together a lot of that for you, and you're going to get out from an output perspective really good financial models that you'll probably have to go in and edit and make some changes to, but you're going to get 80% of your way there through that process. And so it's made the lives of our employees at the corporate office who are putting together a lot of these financial projections much easier. And ChatGPT will take it a step further and actually put together a presentation around that financial model. So not only is it putting together those numbers, which you gotta, right now the technology isn't perfect, so you gotta make sure that you just oversee what it's giving back to you. But once you can kind of go through a few iterations, you'll have a financial model that you'll be able to present to investors fairly quickly. And so just keeping you competitive in terms of a time perspective, the financial modeling component of ChatGPT is fantastic. One of the other ways in which we've been really utilizing the space is for presentation. So whether it's internal stakeholders or external stakeholders, we've really been able to utilize this technology to make sure that we're preparing for meetings and presentations in the right way. So as an example, within our organization on a weekly basis, we go through something called a scorecard. The scorecard goes through the most important data points for our company across the company every week, and all of our managers are in that meeting. In the past, I would kind of analyze the data myself and then ask appropriate questions about what's going on in different geographies that we own hotels in. Well, now, right before our meeting on Monday, on Sunday night, I will take that scorecard, I'll put it into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, please look through the scorecard, look through the areas where we are currently in the red. Tell me what questions I should be asking based off of the markets that these guys are in and based off of historical trends that you see within this scorecard. ChatGPT will, on top of the questions that I've already prepared, obviously, will give me a list of questions and a list of things that I might not have seen within that report. So it's really acting like a buddy right beside me, kind of giving me sometimes some insight that I might have missed. And so if you think about that, you can do that over and above kind of that scorecard scenario. You can do that with a whole host of different documents to get external feedback that you might not be getting already. This one was really interesting for me and has been very helpful. Contract review. So this is something else where, now what I've started to do is take contracts that are being given to me from contractors, or even if my lawyers are sending it over, I'll take that PDF, throw it into ChatGPT, and ask it, please look through this contract and tell me what things am I missing that I currently should be asking, right? Or what are some things I should be concerned about within this contract? ChatGPT will go through that contract and send me back a whole list of things that I should be asking or engaging in regarding that contract. All of us are obviously very busy executives, and the ability to go through contracts in details is not always there. This technology really helps us kind of hopefully miss or catch some of the things that we might potentially miss. And so it's been a fantastic tool for us from that perspective. And when I send it back to my lawyer sometimes, or my contractors, they're amazed. They're like, how would you know some of this stuff? Because it goes back into very specific detail on that state-specific laws around, the things within that contract. So, just a great tool to be able to, take that contract, throw it in there, and be able to get, information within seconds on things, again, that we might be missing in the first place. Another huge thing that we've been utilizing AI for right now is social media and marketing. And so this has been also a really huge time saver for us. One of the few examples of how we're utilizing it right now is like a talk today. We'll make sure that my marketing team will kind of record it, and we'll take that recording, put it into a platform, an AI platform, which we'll share with you a little bit later. And that platform will spit out blogs and articles based off of what I'm speaking on today. And so it'll take that, summarize it, and break out a whole bunch of blogs and articles. These are blogs and articles now that you can share on social media. And I mean, in the past, I was writing my own blogs, I was writing my own content. And now, with the right inputs and with the right platforms, you can take the information. It's still your information. It's just, it's being communicated much faster. And of course, you can go in there and edit it as necessary. But, the ability to be able to send 10 posts off in a day, and there's actually platforms that will send the posts out for you. It's a great way to kind of automate your touch points on social medias and online. And we've been using that significantly. And so we've been utilizing it for as you can see in the bottom here, there's a quick kind of just commentary from one of our stuff that was coming from our website that came from the platform. Here, if you see this group in pink shirts, that was about a group that did some work at one of our locations in Atlanta, and we created an article from that, again, directly right off the AI platform, and which was done in seconds. And then lastly, we also got into the point now where I'm sure you guys have seen some of this stuff where, you can have videos made through these technologies, which really will increase a lot of the engagement. So I'll show you a quick kind of video that we have here that kind of is just a little bit entertaining, and we posted it recently on social media, which is created through AI. So just a quick fun video, but the level of engagement that we got on our social media platforms was huge. And so, I would suggest utilizing these type of various platforms where you can, get different types of engagement, different types of social media usage, and you can benefit from it. And again, just a huge time saver and a huge ability to open up the various tools that you have in front of you that of course we didn't have just a couple of years ago. In-house, another thing that we've done is we've utilized chatbots. Now, chatbots obviously isn't something that's new, but through the AI, there's an AI platform that essentially will, you'll be able to kind of train it on different things happening at your locations, and it'll respond accordingly. And that's cut our customer service calls down significantly, probably by about 40%. That were coming through our corporate office previously. And so now these AI chatbots that we have on our website are continuously communicating with our customer base. Level of engagement has gone up dramatically. And this is something that our marketing team had put together within a day or so on our website. So very quick implementation as well. And I believe the website is chatbase.co. And again, we'll send you guys all these different kind of links to these various kind of platforms. But yeah, this has been a game changer from us from a communication standpoint as well. And the answers that it gives our customers once it's kind of fully trained is so much more efficient than, what we were doing before. So it's actually, from that perspective, taking work from some of our internal people from the communication standpoint. Again, just going back to the blog content, as you can see, you can create blog content through the usage of some of these AI tools that is going to increase your SEO. And there's ways that you can train specifically how you can do that with these platforms. And so, if you look at this prompt, again, it's all about the input that you're putting in. So I'm looking to create a blog for my company, Economy Hotel. I'm looking to write about affordable accommodation benefits to those in need, and the importance of our assets in the communities we reside in, etc. And you go in very specific. The website that we utilize is answerthepublic.com, and you will get, again, blog content coming out of that you can utilize on your social media, etc. And as long as your inputs are really good and coming from very specific, substantive kind of information that you're able to put into it, you're going to get great blog content coming out of that. Again, caption generation as well. I mean, let's say you do go ahead and put together your own article. The other component of this is, how do I get attention to my article? And the caption that you're going to utilize, whether it's on LinkedIn or whatever it is going to be very important. And so, there's tools out there now that will put together the caption for you if you put in the article within that spectrum, and it'll kind of shoot out a very compelling caption for you to generate that attention, so you can, hopefully get some eyes on the article that you've created. So again, hopefully some key takeaways from kind of just this presentation. I hope that you guys will get, and happy to answer any questions on how we've utilized some of these tools. AI allows you to do better work faster at a more cost-effective rate, obviously. And I think all of us have already kind of seen that and experienced that. And really, this presentation was created, for the most part, a couple of months ago. Just within the last couple of months, as you guys probably know, the technology has gone to the next level. So, the things that I'm speaking about today will probably be outdated within just a few months. So the technology is obviously moving very fast. So it's going to continue to get better, more precise. As I mentioned, right now we're having to go back in, especially on the financial modeling side and things of that nature, and make changes and make sure that the numbers are right. But in probably a year, the financial models that these things spit out is going to be much better than anyone that in my office is able to put together, including myself. And investing in AI now will pay large dividends. So really what our organization is trying to do right now is just build a foundation framework. So make sure all of our people are utilizing it in the office as much as possible. Make sure that I understand it, because I can't talk to it, obviously, if I don't understand it, and I can't coach my people on it. And so I'm just investing a lot of my own time trying to learn as much as possible. So as that technology continues to evolve, I'm able to hopefully, navigate around it and bring some value to our organization as we move forward. So,
thanks for watching the presentation. Be sure to scan the QR code to get a copy of the slides and GPT prompts, and to receive a copy of Ali's book, Can Do Real Estate,